Not too long ago, I made a video showing off my first ever mod, and told you guys I was planning to constantly update it alongside adding in whatever you guys wanted, which is exactly what I've done so far. In the most recent version of Slimeium, there are new mini-bosses, multiple types of weapon and ammo, new pets, and much more. That's why, in this video, we will be taking a look at the 3.0 update for Slimeium, and everything I added to it since my last video on it. Before jumping into everything I added, I want to quickly show you guys how to switch your TModLoader version, since Slimeium is now for the 1.4.4 version. Firstly, open up Steam and right-click TModLoader, and then click on Properties. Next, you want to click on Betas, and then select the 1.4.4 preview version. I wanted to switch the TModLoader version it runs, now rather than later, since I don't want it to be behind once 1.4.4 is the main version. And adding a 1.4.4 mod to the workshop helps us get closer to actually making it the main version. For the first section in this video, I thought I'd go over all of the new mini-bosses I added, as that was an area Slimeium was really lacking in when my first video on it came out. My goal with the mini-bosses is to have them be something that scares you and shakes up what you were doing, so there are now mini-bosses in almost every biome as rare spawns. In the Hallow, you can be walking around and then randomly see the Fairy Slime spawn, with it attacking using the Empress of Light's insta-kill attacks. After that, there's one in the desert, with it acting more like King Slime and has an old removed desert enemy inside of it. One that's pretty scary, depending on when you encounter it in the game, is the Amazon Slime, which will act like the tortoises, where it launches in the air. Another one which can be pretty scary is the Beached Slime, which will attack you like Duke Fishron does. Moving on, we have the Frozen Slime, which will attack you like the Ice Queen does. Next, there's both new mini-bosses in each evil biome, with the Crimson one acting like the Brain of Confusion, and the Corruption acting like Queen Slime. And finally, for the last one we'll look at in this video, we have the Dungeon Guardian Slime, which is a pretty special one, since it will always insta-kill you. But it will have a random image on it each update that you guys decide in the Discord server. There's some more mini-bosses as well, but for time's sake, we'll go ahead and move on for now. For the next section, let's take a look at the new weapons I added. Firstly, I added both pink and blue gel bullets, with the pink ones being able to bounce off walls. Besides the gel bullets, I also added multiple slime bullets, which are slightly stronger than the gel bullets, with the endgame ones, like the gold slime, being stronger than every bullet in normal Terraria. To go along with these new bullets, I added multiple new ranged weapons, like Pinky Shooter being one you can get at the start of the game, the Slimer being one you can get in the endgame, the Slime Death Machine, which you can get after getting into hard mode, and a few others as well. Sticking with ranged weapons, I also added the Swirled Bow and Arrow, which can be made using the new Ooze Gel crafting material, which will now drop from mixed slimes. I also added a Swirled Whip, which is also crafted using the new Ooze Gel material. Next, let's take a look at the new enemies I've added. Firstly, we have the Mage Slime, which is basically just a slime version of Tim, but with some extra drops. Secondly, we have the Zenith Slime, which is an extremely rare spawn that will always drop a Zenith. Next, we have both the Fruit and Heart Slimes, which will give you another way to get life crystals and life fruits, but they again are rare spawns. Moving on, we have the Mushroom Slime, which will act like mimics and spawn in underground mushroom biomes. Up next, we have the Celestial Slimes, which are 4 strong slimes that will spawn in each of Moonlord's pillars, and also act like enemies in it. After that, we have the Tortoise Slime, which will act like the giant tortoises, where they fling towards you and are pretty annoying. And finally, for the last slime we'll look at, we have the Sand Shooter Slime, which will shoot out sand at you. But just like the mini-bosses, there are more enemies in the mod, but for time's sake, we're gonna go ahead and move on from this section. Next, let's take a look at the new items I've added. Starting with the pets, we have the first light pet in the mod, which is fittingly called Bright Slime. Next, we have 2 slime pets, with the first one being called Stick Slime, and is from the resource pack that was made for me a good bit ago. And the second one is called Stick Pinky, which is a pinky version of the first pet. I also added the Ancient Vision as a pet, since I think that's neat, and added the Terra Toilet as a pet, so you have another way to waste your broken hero sword. And finally, for the last few items we'll look at in this section, again for time's sake, we have new slime pickaxes, axes, and hammers, which you again will get throughout the game, with the gold slime pickaxe being the last one available. Next, I want to talk about the custom music in Slimeium, which is what I have playing in the background right now. Right now, only a few of the mini-bosses and Pinky's Revenge will have custom music for them, but the artist behind them is quickly making more amazing tracks. Each biome in Slimeium will have music made by this guy, alongside every boss, natural structure, and more. If you're interested in listening to the Slimeium OST, or checking any of the artist's other tracks, I'll have them linked in the description. Finally, let's talk about what I plan on adding in the future. Just like I mentioned in the last Slimeium video, I'm going to be adding a lot of what you guys want, so you can comment your ideas below and I'll see if I can get them to work. Some features I'm already working on are stuff like a custom slime biome, special natural structures in the world, slime-related weather effects, and much more. Besides world generation stuff, I'm also working on adding mini-bosses to each of the underground biomes, alongside various new enemies. Regardless of what or when I add them, you can always stay up to date with the mod with my videos that I'll make for every big update to Slimeium, alongside you being able to see a live changelog of the next update in the Discord server. That wraps up this video. While this mod definitely still has a lot further to go, I think where it's at in this video is a lot better than the version of my first video on the mod. And hopefully, I'll keep on making it better in the future. If you're interested in keeping up with the mod development more closely, or just want to get the Slimeium mod for yourself, you can find the links for both in the description. Thanks for sticking around. If you made it this far, let me know by commenting Mage Slime. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Terraria videos like this in the future. And as always, make sure to have a wonderful day.